Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the Critic-Verse. A common TV trope that I want to talk about today is the crowning moment of awesome. The crowning moment of awesome, according to tvtrope.org, is usually at the end of a story when the main character or characters attain a status of leadership over the location they just saved. Going forward, I will just be calling it the crown moment. And throughout the video, I will be reflecting on whether or not the crown moment works with the necessity of the scene and future story beats that come along the way. In Teen Wolf Season 3, Episode 12, titled Lunar Eclipse, Scott McCall, our main character, goes through a crown moment in which he becomes the only werewolf able to push through a barrier of mountain ash. Quick side note, what is mountain ash? In Teen Wolf, mountain ash is a powder slash sand-like substance. When formed in a circle, creates a barrier that either keeps a supernatural creature in or out of a designated area. So back to the episode. In the episode, the season's antagonist, the Duroc, creates a barrier of mountain ash to protect herself from all the werewolves. And then Scott, after a season-long arc of trying to accomplish this feat, pushes through the barrier and attains the status of true alpha, something no other werewolf has ever been able to accomplish. Objectively speaking, the crown moment takes place way too early in the series given Scott's experience as a supernatural shapeshifter and the usefulness of mountain ash going forward in the series, and the moment is either downplayed or future moments need caveats as to why Scott can't repeat his crown moment. Point 1. Did it need to be done? If you've seen the show, your response is, of course. How else would they have gotten through? The thing is, they didn't need to get through. They just needed to get her out. In the episode prior to this one, another character of the same status as the season antagonist uses the mountain ash barrier against the Alpha Pack. Deucalion then uncaps his cane and throws it right at her, knocking her out of the circle while also disrupting the barrier, showing that they didn't need to get through the barrier, they just needed to get the character out. Now back to Lunar Eclipse. The setting of said moment happens in an abandoned warehouse filled with barrels. They could have just Donkey Konged her and knocked her out of the circle. Point 2. What is the effect on the character this moment has? Going forward, beyond this moment, the character has the status of true alpha. A status that is often brought up comparatively when other characters are mentioning Scott, but also when they measure his strength level compared to other alphas and other characters.
You have the eyes of an alpha, but where's the strength?
Now, while his strength may not be up to par with other alphas, they do give him other moments of awesome sparsely, just so you wouldn't question. Point 3. Can the feat be repeated? Other characters have tried to repeat the feat to no avail. While there are supernatural creatures that have been revealed to easily pass through mountain ash with some effort, Scott is the only naturally made werewolf that can pass through mountain ash. Just that once. Scott himself has been unable to repeat this feat, which brings the next point up. Point 4. Mountain ash is a plot element. Mountain ash was the most useful obstacle in the show for the supernatural characters. But pre-crown moment, it was scarcely used, and ironically, it was used even more after Scott attained the status of true alpha. Usually, a show would use the obstacle less so the audience doesn't question the validity of his crown moment. But Teen Wolf did the opposite. They showed the character retrying the same action on a couple different occasions, but they would give him handicaps as to show why he can't do it just like he did it previously. In Season 5, Episode 10, Status Asthmaticus, where Scott has been lured into a mountain ash trap by one of the antagonists, only to reveal that he had been poisoned with a Wolf's Bane inhaler, showing why he wasn't able to break through. Then, in the second half of Season 5, in the episode Liability, Scott can't break through because, unlike before, he wasn't in a life or death situation, even though technically it was. Later moments in the show also, Scott indicates that he can't do this again because the first and only time he successfully did it, it almost killed him. Further questioning, did the moment need to be done? Final verdict. Was this crown moment done right? No. Especially since there are flaws found in the moment, but in further episodes, that moment is constantly brought up. Scott is never up to the challenge to recreate the moment, especially in life or death situations. Okay everyone, thanks for joining me and hope you come back to the Critic-Verse.